My name is Alicia Fausto. I'm a counselor at City College of San Francisco, and I work primarily with non-credit ESL students, but I serve all students.
My name is Jack Sparks, and I'm a counselor here at City College, a generalist counselor. I've been working here for 21 years.
My name is Katie Marquez. I am the athletic counselor here at City College of San Francisco. I have been with City College in some sort of capacity since fall of 2011. Prior to that, I was a student here at City College, working on my transfer, general educations and things like that to San Francisco State.
My name is Umaira. I am a new counselor here at City College. I started working here in fall 2018. As a counselor, my role here is to guide students, help them make informed decisions about their majors, their careers, their transfer planning process. So we advise students and we counsel them on different strengths they have, different skills that they bring to college, what different courses we have here that they can utilize to help navigate the system and explore their major options or perhaps career options, and then go on making informed decisions about what they would like to do in their lives as a career.
In my experience, an ideal counselor is someone who is willing to go above and beyond. A counselor is someone who is really okay with saying, I've said this 1,000 times, but it's the first time this student has heard it. And remembering that it may have really been the first time that that student heard that. And if it wasn't, maybe they didn't catch it the first time. And being okay to explain things over and over and meet the student where they're at, essentially.
You know, every day you have no idea who is going to come in your door, what their issues are going to be, and what their stories are. It makes every day a joy to be here.
Because my students inspire me so much, I try to reflect that on them. So when they come in and they have a hard time and they say things like, oh, Miss Katie, I really don't want to go to class, that's when I say things, but you went and you did it and you need to be proud of yourself for that. Kind of reframing it when they say things like, if I graduate, and I'll reframe that and say, you mean when you graduate?
There are so many stories and so many people that I think have come and crossed my path, and I've seen them transform literally in front of me. Some of them within semesters, some of them within years, but they're all just transforming in a way that they're meeting their goals, they're achieving everything they want academically as well as personally, and how those two things blend.
To be able to see the diversity here is huge, and we can't ignore it. I think that's, you know, a true reflection of society. And this space, to some students, is a sanctuary. They feel that this is their one-time shot to change things. And I think it's very powerful to be working for an institution where students feel that.
One of the biggest barriers is communication, understanding the requirements and knowing what it will take for them to achieve their goals and how to do that.
I think the college really works for those that, the type A personality, the ones that will really seek out and feel that, okay, this is my need and I know it. But those that need a little bit more counseling or support and identifying their need, kind of hold back on it and feel that, okay, someone has to tell me this, someone should reach out to me. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think we should do that too.
Whatever their route may be, an athlete's route is different than a regular student's route out of here. Recruitment has different rules, but they still need some sort of guide. They still need some sort of thing laid out for them so that they can then pull from that on a consistent basis and have some sort of, okay, this is what I need to do to get out of here by this time. I think that when students sort of kind of get lost within the system, then they can get discouraged and give up on themselves.
If we can make it somewhat easier for students to navigate into a pathway, like through our website or however, I think it would do a lot for our growth. And for instance, right now when students apply to City College, they have to click into a drop-down menu that has over 200 majors in there, some of which we don't actually even have. And that, I'm sure that's why most students choose accounting, because it's the first one in the list, but they have no idea.
We have a student population that is different than 20 years ago. And they need different support. And I think that it's an opportunity for us to look at what we've done and how we can improve it. Instead of having it kind of built from the top down, we're kind of all building it together. And I think that that can be a great foundation for student success.
What I like about RISE and the work that we're doing is that we're bringing together a cross-functional team. Everyone from vice chancellors, students, faculty, counseling. We're building these teams so that way we're able to communicate across different platforms so that we're all clear. Maybe we don't need 5 things that say the same thing. Maybe we have one thing that says the same message, and so that way students, faculty, counselors alike know exactly where to go to access information.
It's an attempt to start listening to everybody versus this is how it's been done and this is how it's going to keep on going and move forward. I think that it's an attempt to look at the student in a more holistic approach. Look at the student in more of not just what classes they need, but what support they need to do well in those classes.
I really like that we are working with different departments, website improvement, facilities improvement. I mean, these are all things that are already currently going on, but it's bringing a light and awareness to things that could be better for us.
And if you genuinely care about students and the type of work we're doing, are we really doing a good job for our students? Student is right there, and they will tell you. And I think it's a good way to approach it. I'm very excited about the work what RISE is doing. Asking a lot of important questions. I think to me, one important question is, yeah, we're all doing our jobs. How good are we at it? And let's ask our student for the feedback, because that really is the reason why we all have jobs.
Oftentimes as a counselor working with students, they come in and they have a prescribed major that they're interested in, whether it's their interest or a family member's interest for them, and we get them set up and they start working on these majors and work towards their academic goals. And oftentimes they learn real quick that that's not their interest, and or maybe not what they thought it would be. And so what's really good about the mapping is building the general education in so that students don't lose momentum in their education and they're able to push through without losing time in courses.
We all have a hand in student success. And until we're able to get together, you know, we're kind of all going to be doing our own individual thing. I think that having students present in the mapping was very important, because a student knows better than us what's best for that student. I feel that sometimes it can be dangerous imposing what we believe would benefit a student without having their input.
Giving more information in a clear way sooner to the student, and that's how the decisions are made. You know, you need that information to say, okay, if I'm going to do this or that, here's what it's going to look like, here's what my career is going to look like, here's how much I could potentially make.
We got to hear students' feedback firsthand about how they're feeling, how they're experiencing college here at City. They had much more value to bring to this discussion of how we can better serve our students. And I think our overall purpose is that we want to do a good job as professionals, as faculty, as individuals, just to make our students feel belonged and not make them feel that they cannot ask us questions or And those were some things that were discussed in that space, and I felt that it was a huge thing for RISE team to do, to bring everybody all in one space, so that doesn't just seem like, okay, well, this is the data we've collected. No, this is a data that we're also collecting on top of hearing students out in front of you, and I think that's very impactful.
I think if RISE was around when I was a student, it would have, it probably would have made me feel a little bit more connected to the campus, all right? I wouldn't have kind of felt like, hey, I'm just coming here for class, that I'm actually doing something here. As far as potentially, you know, what the mapping could have helped me with is, it could have kind of given me a baseline. And I probably would have excelled a little bit more earlier on. You know, it wouldn't have taken me so long to kind of find my wings and fly.
I feel that the departments that haven't come and attended any of the mapping workshops, that they do that, because it's a good space to be in, to hear from students and hear from other disciplines and counselors about their jobs, what they do. You know, as we're talking about silos, right? This is also a platform to break out of our silos and be in one shared space.
I think the aha moments come when we're working together, students, instructional faculty, counseling faculty, to build something that works for most people, right? It's never going to be 100%. What I think that light bulb that flickers is when we're seeing different points of view, things that we've maybe not considered before.
I think City College is on its way. I feel like we're determined to change things that are not working, to do things differently, and to be more impactful in the type of service we offer to our students.
RISE is taking a look at our institution and making it what students need to be successful. It's and not just students, the people who work here, the people who their livelihoods depend on this institution. So making it smoother for everybody. I think that most times we feel like we're getting it right, but we're not always asking everyone. And so taking the student perspective into this and shedding some light on how we can do it better, because there's always room for improvement.